So my book is now deleted. What if you wanted to create, say this bookshelf here filled up with books that you've created. What if you wanted to add some more books and the bookshelf was full? You can create another bookshelf. So I'll just show you how to do that. If you go to the very top where it says collections, if you tap on collections, you can tap on the word new and title it. So you want to say histology and done. So now I've got a histology on my list. If I tap on that, it gives me a histology empty bookshelf. So you can move your books, histology books, onto that bookshelf. You can have many different bookshelves of different topics. How do I move content? If I come back to my collection and tap books, I then tap the edit and say this particular book here is histology book. I give it a tick and then I press move. So I want to move this book from this bookshelf onto another bookshelf. So I tap move and I select histology and now it's gone to histology. So you can put all your books together under a particular topic. They could be educational resource books or course books that you've created. All right, well, welcome to this session. In this session, Mario and I would like to demonstrate some apps that we will use in your medical studies, not just within the university, but also in a clinical environment, out in the hospital. Right? And these apps are either free or low cost, not very expensive. Right? We can provide this list to your teachers, so you don't need to take any notes. I just want to demonstrate them. So the first one up there is called Medical Assistant. So it's low cost, but there's 1,000 exam questions in that app. So it covers areas like law and ethics, medical terminology, medication, and another example is patient communication. So that's an app download onto your iPad. Then there's a whole series of apps that help you study for exams, like flashcards. The top one there is Taber's flashcards. So it has a name or a drug or a disease process. You've got to try and guess what that's about. You can't guess. You tap the card, it flips around and gives you a definition on the back. Third one is a medical dictionary. That's free, 65,000 definitions, but it also has little video clips. It has animations as well. Then there's medical terms, and the final one is drug and medication. So all the various drugs that are out there, there's so many drugs out there, you can quickly do a search, look up a particular drug, see what it's used for, see what its dosage is needed, and there's any contraindications also are provided in that app. Second page here is a medical dictionary, also containing questions. There's a plain language dictionary. This is what you can use for patients. How do you describe a particular disease in plain language? How do you describe a particular study or examination that's going to be performed on them. It could be through radiology. How do you explain a nuclear medicine scan to the patient? That dictionary is designed for patient simple language. Because communication in medicine is extremely important. The final one there, I know it's quite expensive, but I put it in anyway because this is almost like a complete course in one book. So it's an illustrated medical dictionary. So there's beautiful diagrams with labels, information as far as... So wait a minute, please. Okay.
ฮัลโหลฮัลโหลน้องค่ะเมื่อสักครู่นะคะหน้าแรกนะคะฟรีทุกตัวนะคะสามารถใช้ได้ทุกตัวโหลดได้เลยนะคะถ้าเกิดใครจดไม่ทันเดี๋ยวเราจะมีลิสต์ให้นะคะแล้วก็อธิบายว่าแต่ละตัวเอาไว้ใช้ทำอะไรดีไหมคะนะแต่พี่อยากจะบอกว่าคืออาจารย์สองท่านนี้คือสอนเรื่องของอันนี้มานานมากเพราะฉะนั้นคือเขารวบรวมตัวแอปที่เขาใช้จากมหาวิทยาลัยต่างๆนะคะทั่วโลกแล้วก็ใช้แล้วแบบโอเคมันตรงแล้วก็คือแอปส่วนใหญ่มันก็จะต้องมาดูว่าใช้ยังไงอะไรใช่ไหมคะคือเขาเลือกแล้วว่าพวกเนี้ยคือใช้แล้วเวิร์กนะโอเคมันจะมีทั้งตัวที่ส่วนใหญ่ที่วันนี้เราแนะนำก็คือว่ามันจะมีฟรีแล้วก็อาจจะมีค่าใช้จ่ายนิดหน่อยนะคะส่วนที่เป็นตัวใหญ่มากๆเนี่ยก็คืออันนั้นแค่ไว้ให้ดูว่าคือตัวใหญ่มากๆมันคือเหมือนกับหนังสือเล่มใหญ่ๆเลยนะคะก็แล้วแต่อันนี้ไม่ได้มีความจำเป็นนะคะ
Okay, the first one up here is Tabor's Clinical Medical Dictionary. This is free app. You can see there's illustrations and videos, plus you can do a search. So if we go into the illustrations and we select, say, a abdominal wall hernia, it will come up with an image of the hernia and definition and various treatment that's needed. So the amount of detail in this free app will be very useful to you. I'll jump to another app now. This is abbreviations. There's so many abbreviations. You'll see abbreviations in clinical case notes. You'll see abbreviation for radiology, say, examination. So what does ALP, what does ALP stand for? Well, you can see here, it could stand for one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibilities. If it's referring to something like liver, then it's the top one. This is, as you can see, it's got all the various definitions there for you.
อันนี้ก็เป็นพวกคำย่อต่างๆนะคะมันจะมีคำย่อเยอะมากใช่ไหมเพราะฉะนั้นคือเขาก็จะบอกเลยว่าคำย่อคำนี้มันจะสามารถ refer ถึงอะไรได้บ้างนะคะในมุมของน้องๆ
A flashcard. So what does this terminology mean? You may not know this terminology, you may know it, so you can check whether your answer is correct or incorrect by just tapping the card and it flips around with a definition.
อันนี้ก็น่าจะเข้าใจเนาะดิกเนาะ
This one here's another index of drugs and medication. At the very top it will show you the normal range for that particular drug or that particular enzyme. Then it has some clinical indications, interpretation down below. Once again, free or cheap app, a lot of detail. Yep.
It's the same.
Then there's the apps that you can use with patients. You may have a woman that's the first baby, she's unsure about the process of the pregnancy, you'll be talking to her, you can show her on the actual iPad as far as how a baby is looking at the moment. That's all right. You've actually got this app on your iPad, so if you want to quickly go to your iPad, it's called Hello Baby. Jump to say 16 weeks, 27 weeks, and have a look at that app. So that's an app you can use to show the patient, the pregnant woman, how a baby is at what stage the pregnancy is at. At 36 weeks, what does a baby look like? What's it look like when it's only 6 weeks? They get an idea. Okay?
ก็อันนี้ก็จะซิมูเลตให้ดูนะคะว่าตอนที่เบบีอยู่ในครรภ์เนี้ยเป็นยังไงบ้างอันนี้ที่ตัว iPad ที่อยู่หน้าน้องทุกเครื่องนะคะมีลงไว้แล้วนะคะชื่อ Hello Baby ลองเล่นดูได้ก็จะเห็นตั้งแต่เป็นตัวอ่อนนะคะแล้วก็เติบโตตามอาทิตย์ที่ผ่านไปคือพี่ไม่แน่ใจเหมือนกันว่าคือเนื่องจากว่าน้องเป็นหมอฟันใช่ปะว่าต้องเรียนหรือเปล่าตัวนี้ไม่ได้เรียนเอาไปบอกเพื่อนคนอื่นแทน
Yeah. The next one is a anatomy quiz. This is a free app. So unfortunately it's on the side at the moment. So it's got an image there. You tap, green's correct. Then you can slide along to the next one. So what is this area here? You tap, get it wrong. There's 150 different questions there with images. So it's anatomy type testing or quizzing. The final one they'll demonstrate is the dictionary. So you can do a search, you see a definition, but you can also tap the little speaker button and it'll pronounce the word to you. So some of the words that are used in medicine are difficult to pronounce. This will speak it for you. So just about all the words in this dictionary have that little speaker button for you to push. Okay.
จะช่วยออกเสียงนะคะก็คือว่าน้องสามารถแท็บตรงปุ่มที่เป็นสปีกเกอร์เมื่อกี้นะคะเขาก็จะออกเสียงภาษาของศัพท์คำนั้นให้ฟังนะคะแล้วก็มีคำแปลด้วย
Mario is going to demonstrate two other apps now. So I'll jump out. Okay, you're on.
Okay, good morning everyone. So I thought I would show you... I thought I would show you two different apps that my students use quite a bit. The first one is called Inkling, and it's on your iPad. It's this app right at the bottom called Inkling. Now, there's no textbooks loaded onto your apps, onto your Inkling app, but this is what textbooks look like on the Inkling app. So I have a variety of textbooks here. Grant's Dissector, Moore's Clinical Anatomy, a basic histology textbook. I don't know what your textbooks are, but most of the textbooks that students can buy, you can actually buy electronic copies of through Inkling.
โอเคก็คือในมหาวิทยาลัยของเขานะคะนักศึกษาไม่ได้ใช้ตัวที่เป็น publish paper book แล้วนะคะคือเขาซื้อเป็นดิจิตอลแทนนะคะซึ่งจะทำให้เบาแล้วก็สามารถที่จะพกพาง่ายแล้วเวลาที่ publisher อัปเดตตัวใหม่ๆนะคะก็จะอัปเดตอัตโนมัติอันนี้ก็คือตัวอย่างของ text ที่เขาใช้ในคลาสของเขาที่นู่นนะคะ
I will open Moore's Clinical Anatomy and show you what that looks like. So when you tap on it, you can see all the chapters on the left-hand side. We can scroll to the chapter 6, which is upper limb. Many of you did a dissection earlier this week on the upper limb. You can scroll through and see lots of chapter or cards, which are divisions of the chapter. There are lots of images. If we click on an image, The image will appear in nice clear colour. We can test ourselves to see how much we remember about the image. So tapping any question mark brings up the anatomical structure. And occasionally there will also be videos and interactive slideshows.